if there was any breeze that would make a difference, it would be in Rockingham's favour in this first half. If they would use it, they'd probably be kicking towards the camera side of the field. Just waiting for last Rockingham player to get on and get position. And away we go. Instead of a restart there, a good carry by Kalamunda, taking the ball forward. Set up a ruck just on the right hand side of the field. Playing to the left here, playing the half-back there, so coming through the ruck, giving away the penalty there, the Rockingham players. Straight away, Kalamunda can take the opportunity to punt long and take a line out. Oh, hang on. That'll work. Doesn't matter how you get it there, I suppose, as long as it gets there. So Kalamunda, line out, throw just inside Rockingham's half.
Good gap. Cool. Boys, gap I won the game. You guys make the mark, take a step.
Nice hands in the air.
Playing advantage offside.
Tan having a little look, seeing what's on opportunities there. Kalamunda now playing into the middle of the field. A little bit slow ball, they'd probably be wanting a little bit quicker than that. Sean Baker, that is, just taking it to the line.
Advantage over!
Offloading very well to Josh Tapania. Rockingham have stripped it though.
Good turnover, no advantage.
Knock on, no advantage, we'll play the scrum. So Rockingham's turn. See what they can do, and this is probably a good example of where they could possibly use the breeze. Punt it long into Kalamunda's half and turn them around and say, right, hey, you play out of your own half. We'll see what happens here.
First scrum. Remember what we spoke about pre-game, guys? Trust the call.
Hold that weight. Hold that weight. Second.
Crouch! Bind! Up. Shoulder on shoulder in the middle, guys. We need that space.
Typical early shenanigans in the front row. And the match front row is just sorting each other out, just the testing of who's going to do what. And on the left-hand defensive side of the field for Kalamunda here, they're a little bit soft, so they're 13. The centre is holding a little bit of depth.
Sit!
Possibly expecting that kick. Oh, and Kalamunda's scrum's wheeled there, the natural wheel of the scrum to the left. They'll repack it. Rockingham's feed still.
Just a reset.
Very early in the game, it's a definite lull in proceedings.
Sit!
That's a better scrum by Rockingham, but that's a bit of a hand on the ball there, and that'll be a knock-on again, so we'll repack another scrum, but that was a good bit of pressure coming from the Kalamunda halfback. Rockingham 9 now knows that if he doesn't release his ball quickly, he's going to have a ton of pressure on him. The best way to release that is to get a channel 3 ball in the scrum, so get a ball that's coming between the 8 and the open side flanker, and it takes that opposition 9 out of play and just allows a little bit of an easier pass for the 9.
Crouch! Bind!
The Kalamunda outside backs have pushed up a little bit harder here, so there is plenty of opportunity for the Rockingham 10 to punt long into this their right-hand corner. Use that breeze. Play some tactical advantage, some field position, and just as I say that, the Kalamunda 13 just tells his open side winger, just drop back a little bit, buddy.
Crouch!
So the Kalamunda winger has just dropped back into a pretty good position to be able to cover that kick. and if needs be, he can push up hard if they decide to pass and run. Well, that pressure from the Kalamunda scrum is causing all sorts of issues for Rockingham. They just can't get decent ball. So definitely not in a position to be able to clear effectively. So they go to their forwards to truck it up, and the big hard carry there from Rockingham, just pushing up towards probably the 30-metre mark, just over. They're going through their forwards. That's a good carry, just crawling his way forward to get those extra couple of metres, and a good clear out by Rockingham. They want to get good ball at the back of their ruck. Kalamunda are contesting hard, so it's a bit messy, and that's a nightmare for a referee to referee. But he's picked up the hands in the ruck there by the Rockingham players. The ball just sort of stumbled forward out of that tackle zone, or the ruck, and instinctively I think the Rockingham players just sort of put the old mitt out to scoop it back, giving away the penalty in the process. So a breeze has just blown up quite hard there. So this kick will be into the teeth of that breeze, and a very smart play there by Kalamunda kicker. Just stabbed it into the breeze, kept it low. They'll take the line out very close to the 22. Hard an attack here. There's an opportunity for Kalamunda. They're going for a short line out here.
He could see it. There wasn't.
That's a nice clean line out, good lift, and they've got a drive on there, so there's a bit of pressure here on the Rockingham forwards. Kalamunda got some good drive on here. Kalamunda open side flag out of number 7. He goes charging in there because he's thinking, I'm going to get a try if I get my hands on the ball at the back of this maul. And the ball has been taken to ground. They probably could have tried to stay up a little longer and kept going. But Rockingham defending now.
Release!
Kalamunda, hard attack going through the middle of 7.
Hands away!
Trying to get that ball over the line, and that could possibly be held up. They must be inches from the line.
Let's come back.
And the referee blows it up.
Come back.
Very slow to make a decisive decision on what's actually going to happen here. It looks like he's saying that it may have been taken forward over the line, going forward, which suggests it may be a Kalamunda scrum feed.
Back.
Fantastic opportunity here to Kalamunda. They've got a 20-metre wide short side there. Sean Baker at fly half for Kalamunda. Just giving a few instructions. They've got options here. They could go 8-9 to the right wing. Look to score in the corner on the far side.
Bind!
Or they've got all their the rest of their back line loaded to the left. So Kalamunda, great opportunity here. Or they could potentially just go through their forwards. That's the 7 playing number 8 off the back, goes himself. Ball's at the back, an opportunity exists on the inside, short side. That's an offload in the tackle, a great offload there. They're playing there, and unfortunately a knock on. They've overplayed their hand there, Kalamunda. Probably a little bit of panic because they were so close to scoring. And they took the option of the 8 off the back. Unfortunately, the 9 probably wasn't ready for that, and so he wasn't in a position to be able to take a pass on the outside where the space was, just trailing in behind. So just a little bit of maybe a lack of understanding of the situation there, and that has not gone out. Rockingham getting the penalty. Good chase by Rockingham, but just couldn't make that tackle. So Kalamunda counter-attack now with a good carry there, beats 2 defenders in the process, and now they play quickly. So Sean Baker takes it to the line, offloads and carry forward. And that's a good tackle there to slow the ball up. He'll have to release there, Rockingham player, and they get first arrival. Rockingham get on the ball, but unfortunately don't turn it over. The referee's got them. The referee's got them for entry. Kalamunda want to play quickly, and they've got numbers lined up. Sean Baker hits it. They're going through the middle. They've got a few numbers there, and that's beautiful hands. That is quality rugby. That's a good example of letting the ball do the work and not having to worry about getting into contact. And well done by the Kalamunda team there to score that try in the left-hand corner. And it's exciting rugby when a team knows how to just use the ball, and that's good wisdom, good rugby sense. So taking this shot literally 30 centimetres in from the sideline. And it'll be into the wind as well. The breeze is sort of gusting on and off. If he picks the right time, he might get a pretty direct route to the posts. If not, this ball will want to shy a little bit left to right as that wind catches it. So we'll just see how he goes with the conversion to a very good try.
Got about 20 seconds or so.
It just goes to show that ball being blown off the tee, so the little small puffs of wind causing a little bit of a concern there. He struck that nicely, he kept that straight, and that's holding up, and yeah, just short. So the breeze has just caught that a little bit because it wasn't a bad strike. Unfortunately, not able to add the extra 2. So Kalamunda leading 5-0 over Rockingham. As the Rocky boys wander back to the halfway. This is probably, at this stage of the season, a few of these Rocky boys, they'll probably be getting used to this, walking slowly back to the centre of the field. Not having won a game yet, it sort of starts to add up as the season progresses, and you tend to think, oh, we'll just slow the game down, we'll play it as we see fit. And that's a good restart there by Rockingham. Taken well by Kalamunda, ready to play to the left. It's a good strong carry there by the 7. Wanting to play quickly, Sean Baker has the ball in his hands and he punts that, but he well and truly overcooks it. And an opportunity for Rockingham to take this line out at 39.5 metres out from the Kalamunda line. And Rocky just working out what their call's going to be. Going for the short line out. When in doubt, go to 2, and they win that ball, but the referee has got it for not straight. Pretty harsh call, really. He's gone to 2, won the contest in the air, and I don't think it was too far outside the line, but anyway, the referee saw it differently to me, and he's the one that makes the decision. So we'll go to scrum. Kalamunda ball. Some good width here, left to right passing. Baker looking to use strong centre pairing.
Stay half.
Sugden hits Baker. That's a great carry there through the midfield. Looking to offload. They're coming back, so they switch back. Baker, it's a poor pass. It drops on the carriers, but they're able to play on. Bring back the bounce pass, I say. Sugden delivering to Baker. Some good hands again. This Kalamunda team are good with the offloading, even offloading into contact. It's a big fend. Rockingham setting up a decent defensive line. They've got to get off the line a bit quicker and they'll be causing some problems. Some beautiful inside ball. Kalamunda are looking like they're starting to enjoy this offloading game. Sugden delivers to Baker. Baker, long ball, it's a bit soft. Solomona, I think, might be playing at number 8 for Kala. Try and get that confirmed for you. And a good stab back on the inside, looking to get off that sideline, but entering, offloading contact again. A good set of hands here shown by Kalamunda. They go out that back, they've set up a good attack to the left. Offload again into contact. This is great continuity and a great little dart there by Sugden. That is good rugby and a great try by the 9, Rehana Sugden. And this is going to test Rockingham, because if the Kalamunda boys are allowed to offload like this and to have such an effective passing game, it's going to be a long day for the Rocky boys. They'll be doing a lot of defending. What it does do is it makes for some exciting rugby though, and Kalamunda have just They've slowly got into this game, and they've turned up the dial now with that offloading game, and excitement plus, I'd suggest, if they keep that up. Slightly simpler conversion here. I think it's Kalamunda who's taking the kicks. And once again, the wind has knocked the ball off the tee. So it's almost like a carbon copy of the first conversion. And off it goes again. He might be taking a drop kick. Yeah, there we go. And over it goes. Ugly but effective. The 2 tries to Kalamunda with the 1 conversion so far. After another entertaining try. So both Kalamunda's tries so far today have been entertaining rugby, and it's good to see. And once again, the Rockingham boys just dawdling back to halfway. And disregard the scoreboard on the far side. It is 12-0 to Kalamunda, not 0-all. And Rockingham has slotted it. They've done the same thing, restarted the same way, and loose carry there by the Kalamunda boys. So that'll be play on at this stage, according to the referee, even though it looked like there may have been a knock-on. But Rockingham get an opportunity to attack now. Playing just inside the Kalamunda half. And that's a decent carry, strong carry. If he gets a good ball back and they can play quickly, that's been slowed down by a poor, probably body position by the ball carrier in their contact. But they're able to play, and that has been dropped by Rockingham. So just a simple skill error. Gives the ball back to Kalamunda. Sugden clears, and that'll go into touch. 10 metres inside the Rockingham half. So the Rockingham line out now looking to win some decent balls so they can actually play from that set piece. Kalamunda have turned that over. They've got up in front, but then a wayward pass. They've just managed to lose about 32 metres or 22 metres, but they're working their way back with a really good carry there by the Kalamunda fullback, and that has been a little bit of a mess up there. So probably a little bit of a lack of communication. Kalamunda looking to pick and drive through that ruck, and the 9 trying to pick it up at the same time and just spilling the ball. So unfortunately for Kalamunda's attack, turns into a Rockingham scrum. The Rocky scrum was under pressure early on in the match, so we'll see how they go here. If they can get some stable ball, hopefully we'll be able to see what the Rocky backs can do. Free kick to Rockingham, so that's probably going to make winning that scrum a bit easier. 9 taps it and goes himself. A little bit of a sidestep carry as well. He's made it into the 40 metres of the Kalamunda. They play to the right-hand side. Carry back towards the ruck, and it's a strong carry. And it's been slowed down. They're knocked out of the ruck there, and that looks like it's been knocked backwards. So play on. Kalamunda have dived on the ball. Long ball from Baker. Another good pass out to the edge, and they're off. And this is a good, I love a good foot race, and that's good feet. Can he play it off the deck? And he does play it off the deck, and Kalamunda are loving this. These offloads, and that's fantastic work to get back to his feet. The winger wearing number 13 jersey. And unfortunately, he got isolated, and Rockingham have been able to turn that over. First arrival gets on ball, that's their 10. A good footy there by the Kalamunda number 13. Played, passed, offloading contact, got back to his feet, got another ball and carried it forward. And he's back into play. That would have been a good little series of play for him. Unfortunately, that has come off him for wayward kick. That was a pretty sloppy kick by the Rockingham exit. So it is a Rockingham line out at 35 out. And it's not working well. There's a lack of understanding on what's going on in the Rockingham line out, and they are struggling. So their set piece,
step,
free kick, not doing well. Baker goes to the middle of the field, and it's a good, strong carry by Kalamunda.
No hands, go!
Rockingham have got a good defensive line. They're a bit soft on the edge, though, and the Kalamunda are able to exploit that. A long ball out to the edge, and it's a bit of speed, but the winger, you can't run without a ball. That ball has gone out inside the Rockingham 22. I don't think Kalamunda will be overly stressed about the fact that it's a Rockingham line-out throw. And smart rugby by Rocky, they've decided to take the knock-on and picked the option of having a scrum. So, rules of the game, if the ball is knocked on outside the field of play, you can either have the scrum or the line-out. And Rockingham will choose the scrum. So I would suggest, I don't know what Rockingham's attitude will be like, but will they try to have a run here, or will they try to exit? They do have that breeze, which is blustering at this point in time, and will probably give a bit of extra distance to a great punt kick. We've got to get that ball out, and it has come out, but it's wayward pass. It is being fumbled on the goal line by Rockingham. They're trying to fight now away from their try line. The pressure's coming from Kalamunda. They will, I would suggest, try to exit here through a kick, and there it goes. They've actually picked up a fair bit of ground there, so they're back at their halfway. Kalamunda, running game, looking to use some pace and some width, and once again offloading off the deck. And it's entertaining footy. So Kalamunda to the left-hand side of the field, and that would be play on there. Well done by Rockingham to turn that ball over, coming straight through the ruck, scooping the ball up. Once again, they'll look to exit through a kick. And that breeze has definitely taken that a few extra metres, which has meant it's gone over the back of the Kalamunda players. And yeah, there's no doubt Kalamunda will be wanting to run this back. And some loose defence by Rockingham allows some good go forward by Kalamunda. They'll be able to play here Sugden to his forwards. A shallow forward pod, so they're able to get up in the face of the Kalamunda and to the Rockingham defence, and they've shortened the defensive line on this left side, and there's a big dummy there. Some great play there. The Rockingham players are on it and have turned that ball over. So even though Kalamunda's passing game has been really good, when they've broken the line, their support play has been a little bit slow and has given opportunities to Rockingham to turn it over. However, penalty there for Rockingham going off their feet, and Kalamunda have played it quickly and playing a little bit messy. The referee has given Kalamunda the option of penalties. One, going off the feet, or two, playing the ball on the ground there, and Kalamunda plugged it into the corner, and they will have a line out just shy of Rocky's line, and a good opportunity to attack for Kalamunda. Referee just having a little chat to Rocky's captain, as they do.
Okay, attacking the ball. As soon as your hands go past the ball on the ground, you're out of it. You need to leave it alone. Just on the ball, body position. Keep an eye on it. If I see it, call it. But it's just me, okay? Just go.
They set the line out. Rockingham allow them to go up. They'll set that ball, and it's a bit messy, and there's no defence and no attack really on that ball. It's just turned into an absolute mess. But Rockingham still have control of the ball. They'll get that ball back and they'll play it through their forwards, picking and driving, looking to offload off the ground. Some stepping in amongst traffic. Kalamunda still with the ball. Their forwards, they're all lining up. They want to try here, but that has been turned over by Rockingham. So Rockingham's defensive players have been good on the ball and been able to turn it over a few times, and that has relieved some pressure. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to defend their exits overly well, and they are playing some French-style rugby, playing it inside their own in-goal, and they are away here. So it is a 3-on-3 at the moment with defensive cover. Deciding what to do on the offload. He's got it to a quicker player. Rockingham going, and there's now a 3-on-2, but they've been caught. That's good defence by the Kalamunda back three. And Rockingham need to be able to play this quickly. They're lining up to get it. Oh, that has been played by an offside player. No, yeah, offside at that ruck.
Offside.
But some enterprising play from Rockingham. They have gone about 80 metres there, playing inside their own in goal. They've turned on the entertainment factor. They've tacked now, so they're going through their forwards with a big, strong run. They need to get a ball back here. It's coming back slowly. It's a little bit of indecision as to what to do here. There's guys lining up a little bit wider wanting to play, but the Rockingham forwards just deciding now to pick and drive. They'll look to try and squirm their way over here and get themselves on the scoreboard. Rockingham hard attack now. They don't want any errors, any handling errors. Their forwards are starting to line up now behind the ruck to pick and drive them forward. It's getting very close, and that's held up. And I'm just wondering what the referee is pointing at. Sorry, my apologies, pointing at the drop goal. So, yeah, held up, and there'll be a line dropout. And it is ugly. It just makes it over the 22. And Rockingham back in attack, getting some territorial opportunities. Kalamunda's half. Oh, and that is a loose carry coming off Kalamunda. So Rockingham have a scrum advantage here, playing through their 10. A good strong carry by their tight head prop there, but he's loose on that carry, and that's been stripped away. Going back for a high tackle. So one might suggest that Rockingham might think twice about a line out here. They may go to a tap again.
What do you want, boys? Line out, there it is.
And he's put that into the corner. And it'll be a 5-metre line out to Rockingham. So let's see how their line out goes. All they need to be able to do is get a quick ball in and cleanly, and it's been contested by Kalamunda and stolen by Kalamunda. So
go! Advantage. No, come up around the neck.
So that's a high tackle there. You can't go up around a player's neck in those maul or tackle situations. Nothing malicious about it. And a pressure reliever for Kalamunda. So unfortunately Rockingham not able to take advantage of that penalty and that line out 5 metres out. And they are struggling, and that has not gone out. That wind, that has definitely kept that ball up, and that's becoming a big issue as this game's progressed. That breeze has definitely got stronger. And unfortunately Rockingham haven't really been able to utilise the breeze because they just haven't been able to get the tactical or territorial advantage from a good kicking game. So too many errors by Rockingham.
Go, slow down.
it may be a big factor in the Fortescue Premier grade match later on this afternoon, though. That is a very tidy line-out throw there by Kalamunda. They play through Baker, going through the midfield again. The old double cut there out to the width of the field. Strong carry, but they carry back in the field of play. Kalamunda clear out better. They may have had a chat about that support play, and they don't want to turn over any more balls in the breakdown. So great strong carry there by the Kalamunda 7. Going forward with a 1 now. He drives forward, bumps off the tight head prop from Rockingham, and once again an offload in the contact, letting the ball do the work. Baker back in the side to Sugden. Sugden steps out of that tackle, puts the ball on the foot, scoops that up. He's played well. He will be looking to play this off the ground, I'd suggest, but the Rockingham defence has been quick to get to their feet, get back on the ball, but the referee has said that has been held on. Kalamunda get the advantage for the penalty, and they take it quickly. They want to play with some speed. Kalamunda, they want to entertain here this afternoon. And that ball's coming slowly now. They'll set it up. They're going forward, and that is dropped. That's an unfortunate error there. So Rockingham got a little bit of advantage here through the knock-on advantage, and Rockingham isolated. They need to get some support to him. And that is a head-high tackle and very quick decision to give the yellow card, which is probably fair enough there. Like, you've got an opportunity to make a clean tackle and get a player on the deck, and you go to his head and it slows the attack right down. But Rockingham, quick tap. They play a bit of a contest in that breakdown there. And they've got the ball, Rockingham. Oh, and that's unfortunate that offload didn't stick, but they've been able to play there.
Over, knock on.
And that could be a turnover.
Turnover's good.
Yes, Kalamunda have turned it over. Once again, Rockingham have lost an opportunity in attack. They're creating some opportunities here, Rockingham. They're just not being able to finish them off. Their inability to build pressure on the Kalamunda side is costing them. Kalamunda will win that line out. Back to Baker. Gives it a good shunt, but it's not going to go out because that breeze is holding it up. And you probably would have seen on the camera there that ball floating forward to Kalamunda's advantage. So a long pass, and it has been to the advantage of Kalamunda. They're looking to play. They want to play footy. They want to run. They want to, and as I say that, they put the foot to the ball, kick the ball away. So Rockingham attacking now inside the Kalamunda half. Getting some offloads now, Rockingham. As long as they don't make those errors that were occurring earlier in the game, they'll be able to take advantage of it. And some good support from the Rockingham players there to clear that ball out. They're getting some good go forward now. Can they utilise it? They play quickly. They've got some runners, and unfortunately a knock on by their tight head prop. And he is disappointed with himself because he knew that was one of those opportunities that they couldn't afford to spill, and he has done so. So Kalamunda, scrum, fairly central in the field, right on just beyond the 22. Kalamunda playing with 14 men for the next 8 or so minutes. And so they're backing their scrum, leaving the 8 on the scrum. They could possibly have dropped their number 8 or one of their flankers off the side of the scrum and added an extra player in the back line if they wanted to play, but I would suggest they might be just looking to exit here with a kick into what has become a fairly strong breeze, and it'll be possibly a kick anyway, because of the scrum infringement by Rockingham. So just inability to build pressure inside Kalamunda's half. Kalamunda get a free out. So this will be interesting, this punt kick from towards the centre of the field. So he's got a bit of ground to cover before he gets to the sideline. So we'll see what happens here. And you can just tell that ball being held up in the breeze, and it's actually a fair result from the position he was in into this breeze. So Kalamunda now will have this line out. About 39 metres out from their own line. And it has worked very well. It's been very tidy, the Kala line out today. Once again, they win the ball quite easily. They play from the front. There's very little pressure coming from the Rockingham midfield, and Kalamunda easily getting the gain line. It allows their forwards to get around the corner and line up so that they can then carry on the second phase, which then gives them go-forward ball. That is stolen very well by Rockingham. There's some good pilferers in the Rockingham team. They just can't get the benefit of it. So let's hope that Rockingham can maintain some possession here, build some consistency, and build a bit of pressure and see if they can break the Kalamunda line, get themselves on the scoreboard. And they're playing quite shallow here, Rockingham, which has worked in their favour. They've broken the line, the Kalamunda line, so they've got in behind them. Kalamunda are very slow defensively to get back. Rockingham playing quickly, and a bit of indecision there. Wondered whether he was actually going to be allowed to play on. But that looked to me like it was stripped out and knocked forward. But anyway, it is play on. It's Rockingham with the ball. They want to carry hard, and they do carry through their lock, number 4. And they're picking a drive by their 9. He does well to get some ground, but the support is slow, and that potentially was picked off by Kalamunda. So probably an issue with both teams today, that their support has been slow at times. Given the opportunity for the jacklers of each team to get on the ball, and Kalamunda do that, and it's pretty obvious that is half time in this reserve grade match, and that's 12-0 to Kalamunda in stages. What was a pretty interesting half. We'll be back for the second half shortly. And welcome back as we set up for the second half of this Kalamunda versus Rockingham reserve grade match. 12-0 to Kalamunda, and they entertained at times during that half. But it was Rockingham who probably had the better of the final stages of that half with some opportunities. So hopefully we'll see some good rugby in the second half here. It's a long restart, and the breeze will take it long, so Rockingham have got to work out of their 22. And that's a really good carry and offload by Rockingham to get close to the 40-metre line. They'll look to play here to the right-hand side, putting it through the hands, bringing the ball back on the inside of their tight head prop. He's looked busy, and he's wanted to get involved. You love that from tight end props, don't you? It's not all about scrummaging. And they put the ball onto the foot, so they're chipped over the back. And that has been socked off of the ground by Kalamunda. And probably the Rockingham chase, not ready for that. And it has caught them out. They've knocked it on, and it'll be a Kalamunda scrum feed. One of those situations where you're chasing through, and the thing that you expect least happens. The next minute you've got a ball coming up at you quite quickly. So unfortunately, Rockingham not able to scoop that ball up, which it was pretty difficult. It was rolling along the ground and coming quickly, but unable to scoop that up to play on. So we will see what Kalamunda have got from a good attacking position and an opportunity, if they wanted to, kick down the field, but they go 8 off the back, and that's a fantastic run and carry, catching
10 away,
flankers short on that side. And a wayward pass has slowed Kalamunda's progress, but they will play through Sugden. And another great carry. They're going forward easily, Kalamunda, here when they carry. Baker playing once again through his centres, and they're good. They straighten up and they offload. Kalamunda looking to play just outside the Rockingham 22.
No goal.
And that is a fantastic clear out by Rocky. Got no benefit from it though. And there's a little offloading contact. I'll look for another one, and that's a great offload as well.
Hands
So
away.
Kalamunda entertaining with their offloading game. And Rockingham needs some tackles to stick early. There's a little bit of fending off going on, and they're playing at the line. A long ball out wide, a 2v1 on the edge, and this will be a nice try if they get there. And it's a good step back by the right winger. He's gone back on a weak shot of the Rockingham player. Score probably 5 or so metres in from the sideline. Nice little play. Sean Baker taking that ball, recognising that he can actually run there a little bit, takes it to the line, had one of his centres as a flat or shallow option. That held the Rockingham defence, and in doing so, it just retained the space on the edge, and then a long ball by Baker created the 2v1, which all outside backs love. It is just money for jam. 2v1 on the edge, the winger gets it, and you want to see your wingers taking on the cross-field defenders and having a crack at them. And the Kalamunda winger did very well then. Big right step, back on the inside shoulder of the Rockingham fullback to score. And take the score.
Bring it up.
17 points to 0, and this conversion, you'll be wanting to start this a fair way left of that left post, I would suggest, and let the breeze take it in. He's got it lined up to the right of the post, because I'm looking at it directly behind the ball here, and the camera will be pretty similar. So we will get a good idea of how much impact the breeze is having on this ball. And that is a nice kick. That hasn't impacted it too much, I think, because it was just such a sweet kick. A great conversion there to Kalamunda. And then number 4, Caleb Marr. And Rocky making their way back to halfway. And they'll restart to the left, I would suggest, given the fact that they've got 3/4 of their team on the left-hand side of the field. They would want to be careful. Look, that's coughed up by Kalamunda. And that's an unfortunate thing for Kalamunda, because I would have suggested if they'd been able to, and they would have been able to play to the left with a couple of long passes, they may have stretched Rockingham defence on the far side of the field. But it will be a Rockingham scrum, and the Kalamunda yellow card has just ended, so it's back to 15 on 15. And their scrum going backwards. They've done well to get that out, but unfortunately for Rockingham, they've been penalised. Kalamunda scrum too strong.
Not staying square.
And I just heard the referee just say they're not staying square. It was unfortunate because their number 8 Rockingham's number 8 had been able to get his hand on the ball, and if he'd been able to scoop it out a little earlier, the referee may have allowed that to play on, but Kalamunda had him on skates there, and that is a tremendous punt kick. That's a fantastic use of that breeze, and that's going to be a line out to Kalamunda on the Rockingham 22. And I'd suggest, if that had been me kicking that ball, I'd be suggesting that went out at least 10 metres from the try line. I'd be feeling it a little bit ripped off there, but still a great attacking opportunity here for Kalamunda. Very effective line out today. It's been good. It's been very neat. Great lifters, easy wins, great hands in the air, fantastic line out skills. That is unfortunate for Kalamunda. It's just slowed their progress down. And one of those little errors that you like to forget by the Kalamunda number 14, but yeah, that unfortunately that the clearing pass from the back of the line out there not hitting its intended target, because that would have given Kalamunda an opportunity to get good gain line on that first phase, and they had set up their numbers ready for second phase to go to the far side of the field, and it would have tested the ability for Rockingham to get numbers around the first breakdown and enough of them to be able to handle the Kalamunda attack on the second phase. So that would have been interesting to see that pan out, but for Rockingham's benefit, they'll have a scrum 35 metres out from their own line. And I would suggest they'd be wanting to play some footy here. Kicking into the breeze is not going to serve them much of a purpose if they can win the ball. But unfortunately, that has been lost, and Kalamunda come away with it. And the number 7 has been fantastic today for Kalamunda. Unfortunately, I apologise, we don't have the names. There were some names missing from the team sheets, so we haven't been able to confirm them. But it's a knock on there, playing advantage for Rockingham, and we'll see what happens. And they're willing to play. They've played quickly. So Rockingham using some enterprise here. And number 14, he is busy and excitable. So good play by him. Probably recognising tactically that they don't want to go to a line-out. And takes the quick line-out throw. So that's been turned over.
Both feet behind the ball when you pick it up.
And so a technical point there, and that's a quick tap by Rockingham. He's done really well. He's got a good little run, supports there, and that is entry from the side. So unfortunately for Rockingham, once again, their support is just a little slow getting there and couldn't square up.
Had he come through the gate, he would have been fine. Straight side. Took
the easy option, sliding through the side, and penalty against Rocky. So Kalamunda will probably repeat what happened about 3 minutes ago. Penalty, punt kick, see if he can kick it as long as he did last time. He's got a very nice boot on him. And that's another good kick, good clearance to give Kalamunda another good attacking opportunity. And the Rockingham, a little bit of rain around this afternoon, some drops falling on the screen. Only a few drops, not much. Loving the Rocky tight heads haircut, the mohawk looking fresh. And a little bit of a stumble there from Kalamunda's line-out. Will allow them one little bumble during the game. But Kalamunda being able to fix that up. The ball's going to ground a little bit. The wind is playing a little bit of havoc on their passing game. So you may find that they might shorten their passing game up, because they are a skillful team and they are able to play a short passing game and offloading contact. So we'll see how that goes. And that is, that'll be for not rolling away. Kalamunda play quickly, long ball, and I got him for not being back 10, which is probably lucky for Kalamunda, because they squandered that with a bit of a loose long pass. Kala have called a scrum, which is probably fair, given that their scrum has been dominant, and it looks to be becoming more dominant as the game progresses. And because of that, you would be expecting the 8 to come off here and carry to the right-hand side, to the open side. And I would suggest the fact that he will probably come off and have 2 massive centres going at the Rockingham line with him. I'd be getting nervous if I was the midfield backs for Rockingham, because they know what's coming at them here. So we'll see how we go. So my prediction is Kalamunda scrum, 8 coming off, having the 2 centres for Kalamunda coming to the line with him. And he'll probably choose which one he hits, or if he carries himself, and potentially win contact on one, maybe an offloading contact, and Kalamunda will score underneath the post. How's that for a prediction?
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
And And 8 goes off, going to line with the 12, carries, ball played, and we're not going to see the offloading contact, but we are going to see a loose pass. Once again, there's that long, what I mentioned about the long pass. So that long ball being thrown is getting caught by the wind, and it's actually being pushed away from the running players. So even if they want to get the ball, they're going to have to put some pace on to get to it, because it's actually going away from them. So you would hope that some old heads on the field here and would understand what's going on here, and they might just shorten up their passing game, I think, Kalamunda, and they'll get a benefit from it. So we've got some substitutions coming onto the field here for Kalamunda. And it is a front row change, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in terms of scrum time. Sometimes it can work in the favour of the team with a full front row change. Sometimes it works against them. Time will tell. So we go to a Rockingham line out, which could be a bit of a struggle here. That it hasn't been great thus far in the game. So potentially an opportunity for Kalamunda to go up and win the ball and act as if they've had the line out throw. They do, and that'll be a knock on, I would suggest, from Kalamunda. The referee hasn't picked it up, but it's play on, so they're saying that that has been knocked back by a Rocky, and play on. Rocky looking to maul this. They'd want to watch out that they don't get taken into touch, just like that. And we now have and Kalamunda, they played quickly, and that is a deserved try. The Kalamunda number 7 has had a fantastic game. He's been playing off the back of the scrum today, and he's been busy as. And a deserved try there. The Kalamunda, they're unpredictable. I love this. This is fantastic. Like, Rockingham cannot take their mind off the game, or Kalamunda will take opportunity.
One of these boys to hold back and hold it for
you. And just waiting for the tee. And we'll see how he goes. He's had some issues this afternoon with the ball staying on the tee, so hopefully it will stay there. None of his teammates seem too concerned about coming to help him to hold the ball on the tee. Potentially they've just got a huge amount of faith in his drop kick, as well as his conversion kicks. And there it goes again. So love a dollar for every time that ball's fallen off his tee today. And we'll get a pretty good shot on the camera here, and he's slotted that beautifully. Another great strike. He does it so easily. It's a sweet goal kicker. And it's a good indication of somebody who knows how to kick well. Not trying to push it too hard. Just almost guiding it through the post, and especially given the fact that that breeze is behind him, and not taking too much effect on the ball. Great lesson in confident and quality goal kicking this afternoon in pretty tough conditions. We have got a few things blowing past us here on the ground. So, and look at that, the wind is taking that ball. Kalamunda will be wanting to play if they can get their hands on it, and they do. So they actually retrieve the ball on the halfway line and play on. They don't want to do any stoppage. They just want to get the ball in their hands and play footy, which is fantastic. So Kalamunda hard on attack, looking to score again.
Thank you.
And there we go, just putting it through their hands. None of these long passes anymore. They may have learnt their lessons. And that has been dropped. Advantage. And it'll be a scrum to Kalamunda.
Knock on.
And both forward packs just taking the time to get across the field. We're 17 minutes into the second half. And I'd suggest both teams know what the result's going to be at this stage of the game. So they're happy just to have a bit of a blow, take their time to get to the next set piece.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
And there we go, great scrum feed, 8 off, going to the line again, hitting the centre. And there we go, there's an offload in the contact, so possibly my prediction from the last try has come in this one. So fantastic play there by Kalamunda. They've worked out what they need to do off the scrum there. They can attack that inside shoulder of the Rockingham midfield. Once that's the thing, once Kalamunda get in behind you, they then looked to offload. And it makes for attractive rugby. It's fantastic. Just seeing a carry by a good strong centre, an offload by the other supporting centre, or potentially a winger or fly half. Wingers working off their wing, looking for work.
No, that's too high.
And if you were a betting person, you'd be definitely betting that this goes through the poles after a fantastic kicking display here by the Kalamunda number 4 Kalamunda. And he does it easy. He kicks so well. I'm loving this. So we've got the 5 tries, the 4 conversions for a score of 33-0. Pretty commanding by Kalamunda, really. There were only a couple of instances in the first half where Rockingham had momentum and they had opportunities. They created some space. They played from inside their own in goal to put some pressure on, but that's been about it. Once again, Kalamunda hard in attack, offloading in contact, and the big 16 carrying. He goes, get out of my way. Looks for the offload, and oh, that was Sugden trying to scoop that off his shoelaces. That would have been some exceptional skill if he'd scooped that up. But a fantastic run there by number 16 for Kalamunda, enjoying himself. And it's one of those moments, I suppose, you know, you're a supporting player, there's an offload, it drops at your feet. Do you just tow it forward with your foot, or do you try to bend down and scoop it up? Either way, shows some good skill if you can either grubber it forward and then regather, or you can scoop it up with your hands. Unfortunately, Sugden from Kalamunda then couldn't do it. So Rockingham under pressure again in the scrum. I'll be nervous to put this in. And they've been able to clear, they've been able to provide a pretty good platform there. And the 9 goes himself. And we'll see if the support can get there. And, smart play there by the colour 7. He was in position, he could have kept going, but the referee said no, and he pulled out, allowed himself to be rolled out. And that's been stripped. That's clever footy. Stripped there. Kalamunda back in attack now. Play to the right-hand side. And slipping. Going down, no harm done. The rain's starting to come down now, so players are probably not enjoying this as much as they would have to dry weather, because Kalamunda have entertained when they've been able to put the ball through the hands, but they still do so. Play off the deck there, going back to the left-hand side. There's a little bit of disorganisation. Sugden puts it on the toe. He puts it on the toe again. He could potentially score here. And it's still play on, and he is going to score. So Sugden he's probably made the decision correctly there. He's put it on the toe the first time. Ball's bobbled around. He's put it on the toe again. The ball's gone into the in goal. It's been a contest in goal, and I think what the referee said is that the Rockingham players have gone to ground it. It's been knocked sideways. Sugden has done well to stay on his feet and score the try.
You could use that as a tee. No, they're like, no, it's too wet.
So some more entertaining rugby by Kalamunda. And looks like the Kalamunda Waterboy has gone, I'm not coming out of this tent in the rain. You can take a drop kick at goal. So a little bit of damp weather here now. And it looks like it may have set in for a little while. And we'll see, hopefully it stops for the Premier grade match so that we can have a good free-flowing match of rugby. And Rocky, restart. That's a good restart. See, that's better. Not trying to put it up in the air or anything, just stabbing the ball. It's a bit slippery now because it's wet. Make it difficult. And there, both teams just putting the ball on the ground and saying, you want to pick it up. And that look, that I reckon under most circumstances that probably would have been regarded as a knock-on, but the referees allowed that play, and we're all happy about that. We don't want another scrum. We want to see these guys running. That's a good. This is going to be a try to Kalamunda. Break 2 tackles and go in underneath the post. Oh, we better put it down quickly, and he does so. Oh no, that's great pressure there from the Rockingham winger. He has come out of the line of sight of the Kalamunda winger and been able to destabilise the ball. And it's been called as a knock-on by the referee. So potentially a little bit of complacency there by the Kalamunda winger, and he's scratching his head, shaking his head and putting his head down with a little bit of embarrassment. But, you know, you learn from those experiences. And I'm sure he will, Rockingham, take the line and drop out. Bounces 40 metres out and shaping for a field goal, but no, that's not what he does. He carries hard, and that has been lost forward, turned over to Rockingham. Rockingham now in attack. We'll see what they can do from deep inside their own half. And slow to get that ball out. It's a little bit disorganised. There's not a great deal of organisation here. Oh, we're getting some organisation from Rocky here, setting up forward runners off the 10, hitting them to go forward. That's
way on.
Hard tackle there. That was a solid shoulder contact there. And Rockingham with the advantage. There's a penalty advantage for Kalamunda at the previous ruck, not rolling away.
Yeah.
And looking to kick to touch here.
Make an attempt to roll faster, yeah?
The conditions are starting to play a little havoc here this afternoon for the reserve grade players. They're probably wanting to wind down the clock a little bit themselves. And we probably will see a few more handling errors as that ball is wet. But hopefully we still see the enterprise that both teams have tried to play with this afternoon. See if Rockingham can get a decent scrum again, and that's going to be play on. That ball has come out, so it's a bit scrappy in that, but Rockingham have got control of the ball and turned over by Kalamunda there. However, referees got them for going off their feet. Once they won the ball, so they'd fairly won the ball, but then gone off their feet.
19, straight off his feet.
And so Rockingham with the ball again.
Right where you are.
And looking for a tap here. They're not going to go to that line out. So a strong carry by number 16 there from Rockingham. Backing into the tackle a little bit, being able to get a good ball back though. But they're going one out here, trying to go forward.
Stop using your feet. No, he's using his feet. Yeah.
So we've got a bit of a, I think this is a bit rucking to the Kalamunda player's head here. He's got up slowly. This would, I'd suggest if that's the case, if he's rucking his head, it'll be a yellow card. And he probably was guilty because he was the furthest away from the referee, so he knew he was going. He was trying to get out of there. But
it's the ball, okay. He used his feet. Red card.
And that is a red card. There you go. So Rockingham number 4 being given a red card for rucking the Kalamunda player's head.
He's pretty much lashed out with his feet and made direct contact with the head.
Yeah. So as the referee just mentioned there, you know, deliberate lashing out with his feet. So that is that's fair call. That's the way the game is managed these days. So that is a fantastic punt kick into the corner, giving Kalamunda the opportunity to attack again with a good line out. And there's certainly not an intensity to get to the line out by these forwards. And Kalamunda number 16's
you know that.
Got a little bit of a scratch on his face from that errant boot. And that's not going to be straight. Oh, the referee put his whistle to his mouth to call it, but he's actually allowed play on, and Kalamunda have set a very good driving maul here. Nothing's going to stop that. It's just a case of who's going to get the try. Number 17 very easily scoring that try.
You all good? Yeah.
And that's the fifth try for Kalamunda in the second half. So they've just turned the scoreboard over quite regularly in the second half. And it certainly has added up. And that is 43 points to nil. I think the ground scorers may have that incorrect. They're saying it's 45 now, but they missed the last conversion.
Yeah, he's over there. I just wanted to play a lot of Indian monkey. Have you seen him? Yeah, that's it. Oh, guys, you can do KB. Coming up, right?
And another sweet conversion. A lesson in fantastic goal kicking, as I've said before. Kalamunda convincing in their win here this afternoon. And it probably reflects their position on the table. 7th playing 13th. A restart by Rocky. Taken by Kalamunda's number 16. He does love a run. Gets a good ball back. They should be able to play pretty quickly here. And better get hands off that ball from Rockingham, and they do so. Using their hands, catch and pass. Baker takes it to the line, offloads just before the line. Kalamunda getting some good go forward here. They're playing to this far side and getting that space. And Sean Baker out the back, offload. Unfortunately, it doesn't go to hands. So that's a tackle. They have to release him, and that's been lost by Rockingham there. Back in Kalamunda's hand. So they play. Kalamunda play. Going direct. One pass out. And it's a decent carry there. It's a good gain line. They get the Rockingham defensive line going backwards, and they put it on the foot. And it's been pushed into Rockingham's in goal. And they're playing. And that's...
Line out. Line out.
The referee just explaining what was happening there, so it'll be a line out, 5 minutes out.
Line out's formed.
And just saying that line out was formed. So can't play quickly. And Kalamunda win that ball quite easily and just go straight through. So the Rockingham defensive line out, non-existent there really. Just allowing Kalamunda to cruise on through for another try. They've just racked them up in this second half. It's been quite easy as the half has progressed.
Oh, here's a challenge. Spin around so the valve's not there.
And, Kalamunda just saying, just going to do the old bash off the ground, and he's playing with it this afternoon. He's a good goal kicker, but he's not that good. He's having a very good laugh there. And it's good to see club rugby players enjoying themselves. Kalamunda taking the ball cleanly. Number 16 going for a trot again. He's going to wear out a path in the middle of the field here. Tackled quite heavily there. Swung around, hit the deck, played to the line. Once again, Kalamunda, it's too easy for them to get the gain line and then they can play off that.
Advantage, slowing it down.
And there we go. The referee just saying advantage for slowing the ball down because it did come out very slowly.
No advantage.
So Kalamunda will have this. I'd suggest I'll take a quick tap, and there you go. And once again, tackle, offload in the tackle. Get some support over this ball, and that will come out. That'll be able to be played by Rockingham if they want to, but Kalamunda making it a fight.
Play on.
And there we go, play on. The referee says that, but unfortunately
that one there,
you can't be off the deck, off your feet and pick the ball up.
You just didn't let it go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the 5.
So bring board back to the actual mark. They're probably a little bit too far off the mark to be able to allow them to play. The referee just saying the penalty was on the 5 metre line. And punting it into the corner.
All you had to do was let it go.
It'll be a Kalamunda line out. Probably 15, 16 metres out from the Rockingham line.
Hold. Pass, that's one!
So we've got a maul, but Rocky have got their hands on that. And it has been able to come out, but spilled forward. Rockingham have it with a little bit of space and a little bit of an opportunity to attack here. 13 doing well. He's only slide the 13, but he fights. He has a go. He's not willing to give up easily. Rocky looking to play to this camera side of the field, and there's that slippery ball I was talking about. So it becomes a wrestle on the sideline here. Kalamunda attacking this breakdown. Rockingham able to get the ball back.
Carry back.
Setting it up, carrying it forward, and that's not a bad carry there, Rockingham. And that'll be a penalty. You can't keep on rolling, my friend. You've been tackled and held.
Denying the contest.
And so Kalamunda playing now. as they have been. Every penalty has been a quick tap recently because they want to play the ball, but that has gone to Rockingham and it's spilled again. So it is turning into a bar of soap. And we've got a number of penalties here going on. One would suggest Kalamunda will just tap it and go again here. And there they go. Tap and go. And that's a big, strong carry. Is anyone going to stop him? Only the post. The post tries to make a tackle, but unsuccessful, and he scores. And so there is another try to Kalamunda. That's a 7th in this second half. So they genuinely have racked up the points in this second half.
Rugby. It's hot times. Boys, you still got a bit of time to kick you.
And going to take the conversion from 40 out. You'll do this easy. And the way the Cala boys are standing around him would say that is time in the match. There might be a bit of sledging, a bit of fun going on here for the boys. And he stabbed it. And he's put it over. So it's a good way to finish that match. And congratulations to Kalamunda, running out victors 57 points to 0 over Rockingham. And they did it quite easily in the end. They just kept turning.